happening. Thank you.
I like how you said it. Any messages come through. I've always feel that way too. Any messages come through. I do have a lady in the spirit world that presents herself as mother, and I'm coming over to this side of the room. Now she's a tiny lady, and as she's tiny, she also shows me that she would have had, like I have pearl earrings on, but they're white pearl earrings, and she would have had the short black and gray in her hair. Now, can anybody take a mother in the spirit world that is kind of tiny, that would have been, you would have known her by her pearl earrings?
Grandmother.
So I've got two. I really felt I was here, but let me go on because that could be because they're closer to me. So just listen for a moment here. Now, also what I want to say about this lady, she would have had the hat, like it looks like a round hat with a little netting on it. You both have that. Mm-hmm. Oh, I love it. Okay. Thank you. And so we have the mother in the spirit world. She would have been known by her earrings, or she would have been known by her hat. And she would have loved to be in her Sunday best because today is Sunday. And you would not see her in her Sunday best every day. Most of the week she was a hard worker. Does that make sense to both of you? Thank you. And now we're going to have to separate. So as I look at this lady, now she shows me her feet. She says because she loved high heels, but she could never wear them. Okay, so she loved high heels, but she couldn't wear them because it was too hard on her body. Does that make sense to you?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, because Roy is just going, yes, 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 yes. Okay, and it would be because of the bunion on her foot.
Yes.
You're both going, yes.
Are we related, Roy?
Did you know you had a brother? Okay, so let me just see what further I can get from this beautiful lady that she's just got so much love in her heart. And she tells me that she has met up in the spirit world. What an odd name. I'm getting the name Ollie. Does anybody know the name Ollie? It's like Ollie, okay, maybe Molly, Ollie?
No.
So I've lost both of you, so forgive me on that. So let me just see. I always try to throw out names because I'm very bad at names. And if I got a yes, I'd be thrilled. So. I could see that this person is very supportive because I wouldn't even have thrown out a name unless she was very supportive in life. And she would have liked you to try new things, and she would have pushed you on to be the best that you could be in life. Does that make sense? Roy's still going, oh yeah, okay. And you're going, oh, I don't know, I really want it to be me, but maybe it's not. But let me just see what I can get. Also, with this lady, I would know her because I have a pain with my sciatica right now, but she also had this nearing the end. She had a sciatica back here.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you for that. And I do know that Father's also in the spirit world. That's for both of you, yes, as well. Okay. Now, tell me something about Father. Oh, I shouldn't be saying that out loud, should I? And I shouldn't be asking either. I should just be showing you exactly what they want to come here and tell you. So just give me a moment so we can just get this solidified for you. Okay, so we're going, 2-3 months back? I have a birthday or anniversary, and I'm looking in March. So you're the yes for the birthday in March. So thank you so much for...
Well, it was fun while it lasted.
It was thank you for that. Roy, can I come to you with this lady? So you understood everything that I've said so far and everything met, okay? And you understand taking care of your mother in the end of her life, because I do feel that the person that this belongs to, that mom belongs to, would be the person that had actually saw her out into her new life. Does that make sense? You've got the yes for that. And I also want to mention from this beautiful lady, because I do feel that she had a beautiful soul, and she did feel that she was a light, and she was a light to the world. But I do feel she gave so much of herself that it drained a lot of her energy. And I'm bringing that message to you because I feel that's what she wants to get to you. You're a beautiful light to the world, but you feel that your energy is being drained. Would this sit well with
quite
you?
true, yes.
And you know that mothers are your mothers for life, even if it's in the next life, don't
She
we?
really suffered in our last days.
Oh, but definitely she's telling me that you are draining some of your energy as well, right? Don't you understand that
I
as well?
understand, yes.
But also I want to let her know, I want from her to let you know that I'm looking at the table, and I believe this is a table in your house, and I'm looking at all the books on the table, and I'm looking and it seems that there's so many books that I only have time to grasp one or two of the little quips that are inside these books, but I don't get an opportunity to just sit and read completely from page to cover in each book. So it seems that I'm trying to fit everything in as fast as I can. Does that make sense to
Yes,
you?
it does.
And she's there with you, following you along and just laughing, very,
God bless, yes.
just laughing along with you. And I do know that she has this huge amount of love for you. And she tells me that she used to ride a bike. She's showing me riding a bicycle. Does this make sense to you?
I can't remember.
Okay, I feel that now. I said, what would you be doing in the spirit world? She says, I'm using all my limbs. I couldn't use all my limbs. You know, I'm doing the bike riding.
That in itself is proof.
Okay, thank you for that. So that was just one thing that she wanted to leave you with. Could I leave you with that,
God
please,
bless
on
you,
all your
thank
life with
you.
this beautiful lady? Now I'll drink water, which is a trick, because I don't have anything. It's no trick. Who hasn't had a message? Okay. So I do have an uncle, because he's an uncle, he's your father's brother, and he stands behind me now. And I do feel that I'm coming over to this side of the room. And as this gentleman steps closer to me now, he tells me that he was there to receive Father when Father came into the spirit world. So whoever this gentleman belongs to, it would be your father in the spirit world, but he would also have a brother that's gone before him into the spirit world. Does this make sense to anybody on this side, please? For you?
Yeah.
What was your name again?
Lorraine.
Lorraine, I ask you every time, don't I? I'm really
Everybody
sorry.
does.
I'm sorry. So, and I believe with you that you've heard from Father before. Does this make sense to you? And his way of coming in to let you know a little bit more affirmation, his way of saying to you, if I did it a little bit different this time because you needed to know that it was more true because my brother is here. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And your brother was there to take him into the spirit world and meet him and greet him. And as he moves closer, I feel him standing taller now, because as he stepped in kind of slowly, and then he stood taller. So I believe this man would have just been one that wishes that he could have pushed you further sooner in life. That I want to just instill in you that part of you that has actually found your rock, that has found your power. And so I stand tall because I'm proud. Does that make sense to you, what he would be saying? Okay. And I also want, without giving away too much, to let you know, oh, is he kind of scruffy?
Not really.
Okay, because I'm feeling some beard hair, like some hair on my face. Like there was some days that I wasn't shaving. Does that make sense to me? Why you'll be showing me that? I would just leave that there then, because I do see that very, very closely as I'm looking at the facial hair in this gentleman. And with that, I want to actually tell you that there is something in the month of June that I want to bring to you, and it's kind of a move. Oh, actually, that was last month, right? So there was a kind of movement and a kind of shifting for you last month. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because it's his way of letting you know that he's following along what's going on in your life. And I want to say that from him to you, that I'm very proud of the way that you have moved out of something that was not for your highest and best good, and you moved back into your power. Does that make sense from him? So he wants to acknowledge that achievement for you. And also with him, would you recognize a tattoo with this gentleman? I'm feeling navy, and that's where I felt the tattoo. Who would be the serviceman in your family? Do you recognize the serviceman in your family? You don't. Okay, so what I want to do with that is I just want to give you the love from Father. He's acknowledging you, acknowledging that you're here. But I want to move on to the serviceman, the father that's a serviceman, because I know that there's a gentleman in the spirit world, his father, that was in the Navy. So does this make sense to somebody else over here? Father in the Navy. No one's going to take Dad in the Navy with a tattoo? That's okay. I don't have a problem with that much. If your father was not in the Navy, would you understand him coming from overseas?
His family would have came from overseas.
Would you understand the history, the European history from family that would have served? And I don't want to push that, but what I want to do is I want to clench it together for you.
Okay.
And I want to see why he's showing me that and why he's showing me the tattoos.
Okay.
So no one else can take that information in this line. No? Okay, that's fine. Isn't it wonderful when you have the nose and you still can stand here and say, okay, well, that's interesting, and I'm a big girl and I can take no's and accept that if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But there is a reason, and we don't have time in a demonstration to really go into depth on it. But I thank you for taking Dad, because I do know he's here, and I do know the uncle's here. And I do know that they're here because their life was not as easy, and I'm showing that your life is now on track. That makes sense to you though, doesn't it? And I want to come to the girl over here on the side in the back, and I want to bring Mother in the spirit world in the blue. Can I come to you, please?
Yes.
Have you had a message before? Okay, would you understand Mother in the spirit world? Okay? And as this lady steps in, it was like, I really need to tell her that I love her. She's asked me to come today. She's asked me to step in, and she's asked me to let her know that I'm okay, that this is real, and that there is a continuance, and that there's such love here between us that I have been trying to get through, and I actually have given her some signs. Does that make sense to you, that she would tell me that for you? And you actually have felt the whisper on your face. Does that, the wind, the kiss, does that make sense to you?
I think so.
Okay. Ah, that's right. So, Mother has this way of really putting herself out there for you, because I believe that she would not have put herself out in a way in the public, but because the love is so strong, she just wants you to have that connection and to let you know that, keep following the path, keep opening the flower, keep listening and keep learning, because she just wants to make sure that you don't have any doubt. Does that make sense, why she would be encouraging you that way? It does, okay. And also with you, I want to bring you flowers. It's like she's got this big bouquet of flowers, and it's like I want to hand these to you. And I want to hand these to you in a congratulatory way. Like there's been some beautiful celebration that I want to recognize with these flowers in your life. Does that make sense, where she would bring you flowers? And I want to go back to May. She's mentioning the month of May, birthday anniversary in May. And if you can't,
Mother's Day, I'm thinking, I'm not sure.
so you would have had a conversation with Mother in the spirit world on Mother's Day.
Yes.
Okay, so that makes sense to me. And would you understand as well, you're bringing me. She's bringing me papers. Like I've got lots of papers. She seems to be bringing me lots of papers. So I've got so many papers here that I'm just looking through and I'm rifting through and I'm reading through them, and it seems to be overwhelming for me. So would you understand that reading through a lot of technical work going on for you right now?
Not my family, possibly.
No, possibly doesn't work for me. It would have to be something in your life that you're working on, that she's acknowledging that it can be a little bit overwhelming for you right now.
Perhaps.
Oh, and a perhaps and a maybe. Don't you? You just want to just grab that and say yes. Okay. But once again, what I want to do, because I don't feel my links are as strong as they could be today, but I do know that this lady would be, I would be amiss if I didn't bring her through to bring her love to you. And she's just showing me her whole left side. So my whole left side is very heavy right now, but she tells me that's because she's coming back into this energy, but that it's so nice to be free of this. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. So God bless you.